Mr. H is giving the presentation. He's been sucking on some helium.
For me, there were...
USDT is the jewel in space. They love it. They do. They love USDT and they want yours. So don't forget, the object of the game is to get your rewards out.
Hold the crypto. You can sell it.
Who to? Ooh, this is an awesome game of Monopoly.
Some people hear fiat and they're thinking of an Italian car. If you get it wrong, you risk losing your funds.
Do you know if helium is actually flammable? I hate to blow that person up who's talking. And remember, there's no such coin on any exchange called HND. So you're never going to see that money again, but you just actually transitioned into a dirty, rotten, disgusting scammer. So I believe that Keith Williams is HyperNation. Why would you trust a company that's had 4 failures? My bank, the money I put in is still the same. To these scammers, USDT is the jewel in space. Hello, welcome to Danny DeHeck's YouTube channel. I'm just going to remove that background because it's doing my head in. It's not really my colour. Hey, have you put your money into HyperNation already and you're already wondering how to start getting your rewards out? Would you like it explained to you in layman's terms? Well, you might just have to go around and continue to search on the internet to find a simple way of getting your money out. When HyperVerse was rocking and rolling, everyone loved putting their money in there. But then all of a sudden I started getting heaps and heaps of messages. I'm still getting them today. People saying, how can I get my money out of HyperVerse? So they've done a rinse and repeat and they've started up HyperNation. They've taken all the sales team over, and the sales team at this point in their career are so helpful at helping you put your money in. They want your USDT and they want you to buy NFT, and they also want you to buy another membership plan with the promised rewards that are unheard of from any bank. Why wouldn't you do it? Well, let me save you a lot of grief. Do not invest in HyperNation. It's a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme will not exist for long. Only the people at the top will benefit from the Ponzi scheme. Now, because they've taken the sales team with them, HyperNation crew, whoever they are, we don't know, have actually forced the sales team to purchase a $10,000 NFT so they can be at the top of the pyramid, which means, I don't know if you've been on a pyramid lately, but there's not much room for other people. So I thought I'd show you this presentation I saw teaching you how the whole system works and how simple it is for you to get your money out of HyperNation. So let's start. Now, Mr. H is giving the presentation and he's been sucking on some helium. So enjoy. Let's get started and see what we can learn about HyperNation and how to withdraw your money.
For me, there were... now there are 4 main components to the business that we're in. So
as soon as you take your money out of your bank, you use your credit card, okay? And then you buy USDT. And to these scammers, USDT is the jewel in space.
Have the banks, which we all know, and I was going to say love, but not all of us love the banks.
They love it. They do. They love USDT and they want yours, so be careful.
And then you have the cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets. Difference between the two is a wallet can do the basic things like hold your crypto, swap your crypto, and then transfer it out, whereas an exchange can do a little bit more than that. Then we have HyperNFT, which is the NFT platform. And then we have HyperNation, which, as we know, which will be the MetaVerse and the workplace to transfer NFT to and hold it and get rewards from.
Okay, just to give you a wee breakdown so you don't get bamboozled with science, you have to buy these NFTs to get a passport so you can go into HyperNation and then purchase a membership plan. They can't get their token on to a mainstream exchange like Binance or Crypto.com or Coinbase. So they actually need to get you to purchase something, but you can purchase it with your USDT, but obviously it's not connected to an exchange. So that's how they've overcome that little wee obstacle. Otherwise, if it was a credible company, you'd be able to get onto most exchange and just get your HUD, which hasn't come out yet, dollar, and use that, load it with your credit card, and boom, purchase your membership. But this is their way of getting around that. So tune in as you see how simple it is to put your money in.
And the process goes something like this. You would have to have had either bank transfer or a card transaction with a cryptocurrency exchange.
Binance, Crypto.com, or Coinbase is the three main ones I can think of. And just so you know, I'm not a crypto genius. I'm trying to figure this out, just like you are, how this actually works. And that's why I was so intrigued when I saw this PowerPoint presentation, making it so easy to put money in. Don't forget, the object of the game is to get your rewards out.
And within this cryptocurrency exchange, you can buy crypto, sell crypto, hold it, exchange it. And in our case, when you are, especially when you're going to HyperNFT, you are doing a USDT transfer to HyperNFT in order to acquire your, well, at the beginning it was the yellow box, purple, platinum, now it's the green box.
All right, so let me tell you the prices of those. If you were ripped off with HyperVerse, then they let people from HyperVerse go and buy a yellow NFT for $100. And they made it like that was their favor for them losing all their rewards and losing all their initial investment, right? It's all gone. So they've taken the sales team, moved them all over to HyperNation, and then said to the people that they just ripped off that they can now purchase a yellow NFT. And they sold 70,000 of these. So Pinakee told us, which isn't a hell of a lot considering it's a $4 billion scam. So I think it's $7 million they managed to get from people who thought that if they bought a yellow NFT, they would be able to get their money out of HyperVerse, and unfortunately not. But in the meantime, then they released, without any further ado, the green NFT, which is 125 USDT. So imagine you go into a nightclub and you saw the bouncer there and he's charging you a cover charge. He's decided to charge you $125 just to get into the nightclub. And then when you're going up the stairs to the nightclub, there's this shady lady at the counter now telling you that you have to purchase a membership to get into the nightclub. A lot of people made that mistake, not realizing that the NFT didn't get them any rewards. So that's how they've bypassed the system on this. So they're looking for, just think this is like a treasure hunt, and they are hunting for your USDT, and they will come up with all different ways to get your UST off you. So you've got to be sharp in this game.
That is the first step, and then what you do is transfer that NFT to HyperNation. But if you're already in HyperNation and you've already got your box, you would do when topping up a USD-based crypto. When I say USD-based crypto, what I mean is either USDT, USDC, BUSD, all of those USD-based cryptos are acceptable now in HyperNation. And within HyperNation, you purchase your citizen welfare packages. You can do that. You can rebuy, which is taking your rewards that you would get from your citizen welfare package and, I guess, recycling that. And then the most exciting thing that we do is we withdraw our rewards.
That is not the most exciting thing you do. That's the hardest thing to do. Now, just like when you're going in and you're buying a new watch, you go into the shop and the guy says to you, look, I take every form of payment available to man. Doesn't matter, I'll take it all. You can pay me with anything. However, when you go to return the watch, because it wasn't the watch that you wanted, he says, no refund policy, and we don't, if you want a refund, we're going to make it really hard for you, and you have to be a crypto genius to do so. So getting money in, not a problem. Getting money out, tricky. And when they run out of money, it's impossible. Now, HyperVerse, the problem they had is, yes, you could get money out. You could exchange it to MOF, and that just crashed and burned. It's worth 0.00000.1%. And then they had their own HVT coin that's worth 0.00000%. And basically any coin that's been associated with HyperFund, HyperCapital, HyperVerse, and now HyperNation has been pumped and dumped. And at the moment, they're sending out emails telling everyone because this is a rinse and repeat, so I know how the process works, that HyperNation token has had such a massive increase, a 40% increase, a 60% increase since it was released 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's called pumping, and when it gets to a certain level, they dump it, and then everyone's tokens are worth nothing, and then everyone panics and they try to take their money out. So the easiest way to get your money out of HyperNation is not to put it in the first place, okay? And that's why I'm doing this video. I'm not actually really helping you get your money out, but if you want to know the process, this is how simple it is. And don't forget, you'll have to learn about third-party exchanges and pancake swaps and whatever. There's tons of complicated stuff here that you will know all about. And if you don't know about it, then you shouldn't be trying to put your money in.
And those rewards in this process come back in HNT.
HNT is a token that is not on any exchange because they don't want anything to do with HyperNation. Just saying.
Directly into your crypto wallet. It may be MetaMask or another decentralized exchange.
Okay, so you got MetaMask, which I haven't heard of because I'm not a crypto genius. And then they said, or another exchange. They didn't give you a name, did they? No. So good hunt finding one that does work.
But straight into there, you can then hold the crypto.
That's what they want you to do. If you hold it, you're the perfect customer. Or if you rebuy, you're even better because that means they never have to fork out any of your money. And you can keep looking at the balance of your HyperNation account and going, oh, this is an awesome game of Monopoly.
You can sell it.
Who to?
You can send it to another crypto exchange.
No, you can't. Yes, just bear in mind that Bitcoin Rodney, he actually they have HU and HyperVerse, and he was giving away $45 million worth of HU simply because it was worthless. So they reckon that their HyperNation dollar, they're going to keep mining for it. So it keeps the value of it up. So as soon as it drops below the market value, they're going to mine for it. And they're going to sell you the mining computers as well. That's their plan. But they're talking about HyperNation token here at the moment. And they're going to exchange it to the token. And then you can put it onto a exchange and convert this out to a worthwhile. And hopefully it doesn't crash and burn in the process of transferring it over. But anyway, let them carry on telling you how wonderful this is.
From your MetaMask wallet in order to get it all the way back to your bank account. Those exchanges like Binance, the other one escapes me now, I can't remember the name of it because I don't use it that often now. It is...
Kraken.
Thank you, Kraken. It's right on the edge of my tongue. I had my phone out looking at all my apps. Yes, Kraken. Those are the types of crypto exchanges which enable you to exchange your USDT for your home currency and directly transfer back to your bank account. And when I started looking into this, I saw there's two separations. You have the fiat world. Some people hear fiat and they're thinking of an Italian car, but just to keep it really back to the basics, fiat, it's a term that's Latin and it's derived and it means that it's a determination by authority, or there's another saying, let it be done. It basically means that some authority decrees what the currency is worth. And if you've been in touch with the news, and especially in the UK, you'll see that, the currency of the British pound has changed somewhat. But no doubt.
That's probably a scare tactic I didn't pick up on earlier, but I think that's what they're referring to. I did a video a wee while ago. I don't think I've got a web browser open, so you're lucky. However, there's a guy called Mike Lucas. Now, Pinakee, he put a presentation on a couple of weeks ago, basically showing people that people's pension funds are actually a Ponzi scheme. Now, they use scare tactics, especially to the people of that age group who are about to retire, so that they lose faith in the people who hold their pension fund. So Mike Lucas decided he didn't have much money, but he took out $25,000 and he invested it all in HyperVerse. He reached out to me asking for help in getting his money back. Unfortunately, I could not help him, but since we've got a new global sales director, Keith Williams, I've reached out to him and said, let's show me some of your clout And why don't you show me the power of being the global sales director, and let's see if you can actually get Mike Lucas's money back. Unfortunately, we haven't heard from Keith Williams at all. In fact, no one has actually received their one-time reward. In fact, what they're doing is they're actually washing their hands of HyperVerse. They've taken all the sales team out, put them into HyperNation, and you guys are about to get bashed to death by people trying to sell you an investment opportunity of a lifetime. So let's carry on and let me show you. Now, the reason I mentioned Mike Lucas's, he said he had a guy, which is in the video. If you go 5 back on my YouTube channel, please do hit the thumbs up button, help get this video out to warn others not to invest. But they held his hand and they showed him how to put the money in. Now, putting the money into HyperNation looks pretty simple. You just transfer your USDT to their wallet address and they will show you that. However, getting your money out, they mentioned some terminology I've never heard of, some external wallets and transfer process I've never heard of. So this is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Let's carry on.
They're going to manipulate that and it will come back to somewhere where it was before. But anyway, what we mean by fiat, it isn't representative anymore of a financial instrument on assets such as gold. Mr. Richard Nixon took care of that in the late 60s when he
scare tactics. So scare tactics. Remember, you've got to have crypto to survive in this world. That's what they're saying.
Dollar from the gold standard. And then the other part of the separation, which is the crypto, we call it the spot world. And you may have seen in some of your crypto exchanges, spot trading and the term. It basically means on the spot, where you can purchase assets there and then. You can trade assets there and then. But that, for me, once I got started, I looked at it and thought, that is the process on a page. If that helps people, then please then take a screenshot. And then you start to look at the processes further down. But there's some key things to note when moving crypto from one place to another. And some
not really key stuff though. They just try to pretend they're helping you. If I was going to send my cell phone off to you and I wanted to send it to Japan, for example, I wouldn't get the address slightly wrong, would I? I want to make sure it's exactly right. Otherwise, if my phone turned up in Japan but not at the right address, then I'm the idiot who sent the phone to the wrong address. So just to make sure that if you are sending any parcels to anyone in the world, make sure you use the correct address. And the same applies when transferring crypto from one wallet to the other. Now, I can only imagine the reason why they're really telling you this is because people have been sending, like I know one lady accidentally, I don't know why, but bought 2 yellow NFT boxes. She paid $200 instead of the $100, and she's been waiting forever and ever and ever to get one of her money back, even though she only received 1 yellow box. And I should say, she's still fighting to get her money back after, I think, 7 weeks.
People get confused by this, but I always like to reiterate this. It is, you have to make sure whether you're going to or from one crypto place to another, always make sure that you have your chain name, or blockchain name is the full title. Have your blockchain name and your wallet address or your receiving address or deposit address. Those 3 words all mean the same thing, but you have to make sure you have the correct chain name and receiving address. It's almost like looking when you're moving funds from one bank to another.
Except if you were dealing with your bank and you said to your bank, I accidentally sent the money to the wrong bank account. Does anyone know what happens? Put your hand up. There might even be a buzzer. We probably have got a buzzer for that. Yes, Danny, what happens? Well, what happens is the money normally goes into no man's land, and one of the banks will send it back because it doesn't have a home to go in. But, it disappears. That was question 2. 3, don't know the answer. Let Danny explain some more. All right, so yeah, so basically, you know what happens. If you were transferring your money out of your bank to somebody else's bank account and it didn't go to the correct bank account, it would come back. But with crypto, it just disappears and no one ever sees it ever again. That's why it's unregulated currency, because if that was in the real world, the banks would be in trouble, wouldn't they?
In the UK, say you need the sort code, account number, as well as the person's name. In the crypto world, you need the chain name and the wallet address, because crypto world, it can be unforgiving at times. Thankfully, there are some sites which have validation now, but worst case scenario, if you get it wrong, you risk losing your funds. So I always say, as a mentor once said to me, measure twice and then cut once.
Good advice. Now, there are scams going around, and about 50 videos back, I've got this company out there, these Instagrammers, who you'll get these posts on YouTube channel basically saying, have you lost your money to HyperVerse, HyperFund or HyperCapital or anything else to do with crypto? And they're claiming that they can get your money back. They will charge you a setup fee for the software to do so. And they also will sometimes charge you a percentage of the money that they claim they will recover. They're going after the setup fee for the software that they theoretically have to buy every time they do a transaction for you. Do not fall for those, because they are scamming the people that have been scammed. All right, just sort of a bit more of a lesson out there for you. Let's carry on and let's learn how to invest and how easy it is to get your money out of HyperNation after you've chucked it in there. And I hope that you haven't and I hope you don't think you're cleverer than the scam. A lot of people put their money in here thinking, I know it's a Ponzi scheme, I know I can lose my money, however, I'm smarter than the average bear, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait until I just double my money and take it out. That will fool them. Don't do that, because it's playing with fire, and it may work and it may not. But who's that money coming from? Yes, other people who think they're going to get a return on their investment. So don't take other people's money. It's called thieving, loud, stealing. Like Keith Williams, got millions of dollars doing this, but don't let it get me started. Watch one of my other videos if you want to learn about him.
Check, double check. First 4 digits, last 4 digits of the wallet address. Make sure that the chain name is right, and then you'll have no problems in transferring a fund.
Do you know if helium is actually flammable? Hate to blow that person up who's talking. Mr. H sounds a bit funny today.
So, setting yourself up for HyperNation with your HyperNFT passports. The process is a little bit further down.
And just while we're on the bandwagon talking about NFTs, have you ever bought an NFT? I've got a few. I got Marvel Comics, don't buy those. NFTs are a total waste of money. 2 snippets of information. The first bit, where are NFTs stored? Hold it. Yes, Danny, answer that question. Are they stored on the blockchain? Are they stored on a server's hard drive? Are they stored on your local computer? They are actually stored on a server's hard drive. They're not stored on the blockchain. Did you know that? If they were stored on the blockchain, it would take up a ton of space and it would be too uneconomical for them to be stored. But when you try to find your NFT, the blockchain will give you the address to where it actually lives. And that's why it's all blockchain technology. Just thought I'd chuck that in there. What was the other thing about the NFTs? Oh, that's right. Normally when you buy an NFT, it's valuable because you can sell it to someone else. But with HyperNation, you can't sell your NFT. That's your passport. You can't sell your passport. So what you're doing basically, it is just like I said earlier, it's like the nightclub has got a bouncer and he's charging people an entrance fee. And that's what it's for. You can't sell your NFT passport to anyone else. It's yours for life. So it's just a backhander for the bouncer, which is Mr. H.
You have to create your HyperNation citizenship and then click Buy NFT. You can go to, that will take you through to HyperNFT World where you purchase your green box. And to purchase your green box, you have to have some USD-based crypto, as I explained in the previous slide. Then you withdraw that crypto to your HyperNFT wallet address, which is given to you in the screen.
You can go to, this is where they're bypassing and getting their people in, but you can go to OpenSea. That's the one I was searching for on my phone, and you can find HyperNation's NFTs, and you can purchase them, or obviously you can go to hypernft.world and grab yourself a green NFT, and that's the last you'll ever see of your USDT. This is literally a cash grab for HyperNation, and HyperNation are hoping that, which they're not actually hoping, they're a completely different entity from HyperVerse, but the people who have moved over from HyperVerse to HyperNation are hoping that they're going to get their 1 times back, which means the money they invested in a membership, they're hoping to get that back, and they're promising that's what they're working at. I don't know where they think the money's going to come from. And the other thing, you can move over your rewards to HyperNation, and that's called HyperBond. And basically, if you're really clever, you can use your HyperBond money and get a 20 or 25% discount, I'm not exactly sure, and purchase a membership. And this is to please the people that have lost all their money in HyperVerse, who haven't learnt their lesson, and who are deciding that it's a great idea to keep getting involved in these Ponzi schemes. Are you trying to see how much money you can lose on crypto? Have you not been listening to the news and listening to all the news about how much crypto crime is going on? This is one of the biggest ones on the internet. Do not get involved. This will just take all your money. But anyway, let me keep letting you learn how to give away your money.
Then you transfer your NFT to HyperNation, and then within the HyperNation, you can then associate that NFT with your enroller, your sponsor, the person who invited you.
Alrighty, so if I introduce somebody who bought a purple NFT, I would actually get 20% of that money. Now, a friend of mine, Rob Worley, who's got a YouTube channel, and if you go to my community area in my YouTube channel, you'll see a video he's done, a documentary on me. He worked out that when your money goes into HyperNation, whatever you put in, over 50% of that money actually goes back to paying all the people the rewards. And if you really want to get more technical, what is this all about? They haven't even mentioned anything about the MetaVerse. They're talking about HyperNation like it's on the MetaVerse. The MetaVerse doesn't even exist yet. And the ecosystem, it's all just total crap, bullshit, poos and wheeze. But they are just teaching you how to give away your crypto. And we don't even know the company behind all this, do we? Like Mr. H, who is he? We don't know. I did a video and I found out there's 4 different Mr. H's out there. And he's hiding behind his face. There's no company. Even going back to Ryan Zhu and Sam Lee, they don't even exist. They've been hiding for the last 8-9 months. No one's seen them. It's unreal. And I've got some really good stuff coming up. I'm hopefully going to be interviewing a guy that actually has been arrested for committing a $124 million scam. Hopefully he's going to come on and we're going to do a podcast with him. So do hit the do subscribe and hit the bell and be notified when I produce new content. I really appreciate that. All right, let's carry on. Let's see how we can give our money away.
Then on top of that, you can then start to purchase the citizen welfare packages.
So there's a lot of talk here about purchasing, but when you have been doing as many videos as I can, why isn't it that simple to get your money out?
That is what will then generate your rewards. And that's why I put the note at the bottom. The green and the yellow box purchase alone does not generate rewards. A citizen package must be purchased on top of that. But you may have some rewards if you have got...
Now that was pretty quickly said. Do we need to go back a little bit? Just so you didn't miss it, it says, note, green, yellow box purchases alone does not generate rewards. A citizen package must be purchased. So you follow that, you've invested money. Since when do you invest and buy something to do with crypto and not get anything for your purchase? Not very often. So anyway, I just want to make sure you picked up on that because that was just quickly said, and on to the next slide.
Citizen package must be purchased on top of that. But you may have some rewards if you have got a yellow box, a purple box, platinum box. You may have some rewards in HyperVerse, which you want to know, well, what do I do with this? Because there was the announcement about the conversion. So within HyperVerse, the process is you can choose the assets you want to convert.
I love the words asset. I just cry every time I hear that word, like having Monopoly money has now become an asset. What a load of rubbish.
Within the conversion option from the home screen, you just click on the tick boxes, you click confirm, and then you'll get confirmation of that. And then in your financial wallet, you will see.
It's funny they use the word financial, because if you read any of their disclaimers, they tell you that it is not an investment, it is a reward platform. And now they're talking about financial assets, which is a bit of a contradiction to their own terminology. I don't know why they use the word financial, because these are not regulated financial advisors, and you won't find them anywhere referred to or recommended from a proper regulated financial advisor.
And you can locate your HyperBond assets, which have been converted from your HUs, and then you withdraw those directly to your HyperNation deposit address. And I'm sure Valerie will walk through the finding your deposit address. And then those HyperBond assets are then in HyperNation, ready for you to pair with USDT in order to purchase your package.
All right, so just to give you Danny's thought on what just happened, is this whole platform has its own, it's like a bank account in itself. And everything that you do within the platform stays within the platform. It's not connected to any regulated, it's not connected to any exchange. In fact, I don't know if you heard me earlier on, they cannot actually get HyperNation on any mainframe exchange. And this is why they've introduced all this NFT rubbish, so that they can get your money, and then you have to switch your NFT so that you can get entry to HyperNation. And then once you get into HyperNation, there's a wallet address where you can send your crypto, and they will take your crypto, and that's the last you will see of your crypto. So don't do that. This is a scam, and it's a Ponzi scheme, and what they're promising you is too good to be true, and getting your money out is just about impossible. And they've got about, I think, like the last, I can't remember the days of this one because I'm not invested in any of these Ponzi schemes, but with HyperVerse, they said within 600 days you'd get 3 times your rewards. And they drip feed you the rewards on a daily basis, and you can take it out once you get up to a certain amount. But what it basically is saying is you're giving us 600 days to actually get away with the money. And that's exactly what will be happening here as well.
Once you purchase your package, you'll then start generating rewards. Now, I kind of just got how rewards worked, but then I started to realize as we train people that a lot of people did not understand how rewards worked.
Oh, so everything's always pushed back in your face, and it's made out that you got it wrong. So I don't know about you, but they often have likened this to like a credit card who gives you rewards. Does anyone get confused when dealing with your credit card reward system? No. And when you go to a coffee shop and they give you those cards or that card and you swipe it and you get a loyalty card, do you get confused with those rewards? No. So people get confused with the rewards last time, and they got all upset because they weren't getting any money. Let's see how people got it wrong this time.
So I sat for a while, and I call it, you know, if your name is my name, Ronal, for those who don't know, is a mistake.
I thought it was Mr. H.
And I'll tell you the story another day. Okay. But if your name is a mistake, you make the best of it, and I call it now. I did some analysis on this situation of understanding rewards.
Funny guy.
And decided to give a graphic on how rewards works. This is the analysis version of how rewards work in HyperNation. So you acquire a citizenship in HyperNation, which then allocates a leverage. A leverage meaning a multiplication of the citizenship value, which then gives you your accumulated pending release or pending rewards ready to be distributed. Then what happens there is at a certain time during the following day, but the key difference actually in HyperNation is that it can take 24, 36 hours for those rewards to start releasing. Because what happens is there is a rewards allocation, daily calculation that happens where it looks at your citizenship value and then there's a multi.
I've stuffed it up. 1 minute, please, caller. I'm working. I was trying to make it nicer for you, and I've stuffed it up. Okay, I'm going to send to back. Oh, I really stuffed it up now. Okay, so now I'm going to send that one to the back. 1 minute, please, caller. I know what I'm doing. Send to back. Oh, not quite. Okay, I need to bring that one. Layer, bring to forward. There we go. Carry on.
Application of 0.7%. And then it starts distributing rewards. It happens at a certain time of the day. I haven't had it confirmed whether it runs the same as what was happening in HyperVerse, which was 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. But I'm guessing.
Just to interrupt here, because that's sort of what I'm paid to do. I reckon what HyperNation is trying to do, first of all, it's all about the platform. I believe Keith Williams is actually going to purchase the platform. And I believe that what they're trying to do here is define a sustainable Ponzi scheme. And that by listening to what they were trying to say here is your rewards are calculated on a daily basis. So let's say you introduce 200 people into it. So one of my VIP 5 informants, he tells me he's made $200,000 from HyperVerse in the past. He recruited 200 people. Now let's say one of those 200 people decides to start getting heavy into recruiting. They would recruit. Now, over 50% of the money that came into HyperVerse actually turned into rewards for other people. So imagine that. So that leaves them half the money that you're invested to build an ecosystem in the metaverse. Incredible, isn't it? So it's not going to happen. It's all just done with figures. So I reckon what they're doing now, this is my take on it, could be wrong, is they're trying to come up with a sustainable Ponzi scheme. And I reckon they will adjust the reward structure on how many people are recruited to buy memberships in the future. That's what I reckon is going to happen. Anyway, back to the Mr. H, who seems to be on helium.
It's pretty much the same. And what will happen is you'll then see today's released amount on your in one of your screens, along with the accumulated release. So in your asset screen, actually no, it's not your asset screen, I can't remember the name of it, but it's in your My Packages screen. You'll see 3 figures. You'll see accumulated pending release, you'll see today's release, which is what's been released on the day, and then you'll see the accumulated release, which actually is a new figure, which wasn't in HyperVerse, where it shows you how much has been released from your pending release.
Now, I reckon they're doing this because the accumulated release would be the higher figure. I'm assuming that's how it works. And I'm guessing that you're going to be sitting there wetting your pants every day, looking at that figure going, look how much money I have in MetaVerse. And it's all like that. A lot of people said they never withdrew, they just rebuyed, and they never went to take their money out. Hence why all the people at the VIPs have been stuffing their boots full to the brim. Kalpesh Patel, rumoured, taking out $1 million a day from HyperVerse. And some people said it was $4 million a month, and then people were saying, no, it was $1 million a day. Imagine that. Keith Williams, Brenda, Bitcoin Rodney, Clayton Ford, all those guys that have just been appointed regional sales managers have been the ones that have made millions of dollars out of this. They're taking the money from the poor and they're giving it to the rich. They're targeting the black African community, and they're also going after people with religious views. And that's why I am so pissed off, and I'm on a mission to name and shame these people. I was brought up in a religious cult. I used to listen to the elders, the ministerial servants, the Bethelite people talking to us on the stage, and I used to believe everything they said because I trusted people. Don't trust these guys. They're just after your USDT. And the more you watch these Zoom meetings and you've got people in the audience chanting you on who have made millions, they are just deceiving you out of your money. Do not be fooled by these people. In fact, if you want to play around with crypto, that's great. But you go on the main exchanges and do it yourself. Read up, research, buy coins and sell coins at your leisure. You don't need some other scumbags playing around with your crypto, promising you unrealistic returns on investments. And the crazy thing about this all, if you want me to keep on going, oh, you do? Okay, thank you, is the fact that the crypto has taken a huge dive, hasn't it? I think from 68,000 USD dollars was one Bitcoin, is now down to 18,000. Imagine having a bank lose that much money. So it's a high risk, volatile market. And these guys are still claiming that they're going to give you that return on investment with a market that's fallen over. Absolutely crazy. They're buying time. It just pisses me off, really. So, yes, let's get started and let's carry on and see what they have to say.
And what I'm going to do, put some numbers to this just to make it real. Give me one.
I love that. He's going to put some numbers on it just to make it real. Really?
Second.
Monopoly money, here we come.
Okay.
Here we go.
And then from there, in your HND assets,
oh no, it's falling off the screen again.
Accumulating your daily rewards. And if you're starting to build a community, you'll see some daily rewards, some citizen referral rewards, and some community rewards. And we can break down what they mean a bit later, but those are the types of rewards you're going to see in your HND assets, because that is what is that's what we get rewarded in now. HyperNation dollar, which is equivalent to the US dollar. Then you have options. You can either swap and withdraw, provided you've reached over 50 HND, or you can rebuy. And then the cycle starts again.
Boom. Yes, everyone, please rebuy. That's what the message will be. Please rebuy, because then we never have to worry about you guys saying, I can't get my money out. In fact, if you go onto the Telegram groups and start complaining that you can't get your money out, you will be kicked out of the groups. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel, check on my shorts, not those shorts, the short videos, the 60-second videos that are on my YouTube channel, you'll see I just did put that in practice. In fact, I asked anyone in the group if they would like to come onto my onto a Zoom meeting, record a podcast with me and tell me about their good or bad experience that they've had with HyperVerse. I would love to interview them. Miraculously, I got banned from the group. Don't know why, but anyway, these guys only want to take your money. They don't want to discuss how you can't get your money out. I think I've made my point clear. Anyway, at least you know how the process works now.
So for those of you who have never seen it like this, that is the complete cycle. And you can now take a screenshot if you want to, because what I'm going to do next is put some numbers to it. So hopefully you'll see how the whole system works. So, here we go.
Here we go.
If you start with the acquisition on the left-hand side, let's just say somebody acquired a 10,000 citizenship, 10,000 H.
Oh, there you go. Now, Mike Lucas, he put $25,000 in from his pension fund. Pinakee Naaaaikkkk decided that he would tell everyone that the pension fund that he was getting paid out from every week religiously was actually a Ponzi scheme. And people like Mike Lucas lost faith in our mainstream retirement pension funds and decided it would be a wise opportunity to take his money out, because it was only for 600 days, and get 3 times his return on investment because a friend or a family member recommended that he talk to a guy, and now he's lost the whole lot. So go and watch my video. It's got the one video with 25,000 over it. Listen to Mike's story and listen to how he got held by the hand, just like this video is holding your hand, telling you how to invest. And now they're enticing you to show you how much invisible monopoly money you're actually going to get if you invest. Remember, the part where they showed you how to get your money out wasn't really explained. It just gave you a couple of quick words explaining how to do it. But the theory is you could try it and test the waters to see if you can get your money out. And that's exactly what HyperVerse people did. And they did. And they got their faith within the system. And then, like Mike said in his video, he put $2,000 in. I think he put $1,000 in initially, then $2,000. Eventually, he put in $25,000 of his retirement money. He's devastated. So if anyone can help him get his money back, watch out for these scammers, Mike. But these people like Kalpesh, Patel, I've asked him. Keith Williams, he doesn't want a bar of it. He's just stuffing his boots with the money. So anyway, don't lose your money. Crypto is money. and let these guys bamboozle you with figures. So let's say you've gone and invested $10,000 because you think that you're going to get $30,000 back. Let's see how this works out. This is really interesting stuff.
HND citizenship. A 10,000 HND citizenship.
Now remember, there's no such coin on any exchange called HND. That doesn't exist on an exchange. So it's not a real coin. It's a made-up coin that hasn't even been launched yet.
It is made up of 2 lots of 4,800.
And they switch between HNT and HND. And if you don't follow it, you'll miss what they're talking about.
Plus a 400 HND acquisition. Then there'll be a leverage of 3 times applied to that at the beginning, which will give you, if you look at the top right, 30,000 HND in your accumulated pending release.
Right, so once that money goes in there, so let's say Danny decided he was stupid and he didn't have a brain cell in his head. In fact, he had 2 brains. One was lost and the other one was looking for it. And he woke up in the morning and thought, I want an investment, and got on the internet and didn't do any research and found a Zoom meeting and it said, I'm going to put $10,000 in. As soon as you put that in there, boom, it turns up as $30,000, but you never see that money again. Even in their system, you don't see that money. They use your money. It's like a loan that's going to be paid back at 300%. How pathetic is that? What type of business loans money and pays back 300%? Let's not get me started. So you're never going to see that money again. So that gives them time to run away with your money. And now what they're going to do is use your money to drip feed you back until you realize this is a Ponzi scheme and you've lost it all. And then you will get some of the money back and you'll go, oh, wow, it's actually working. Look at the money in my Monopoly account. And then you'll realize, oh, I'm getting more and more money. And you'll tell your friends about it and you'll preach about it because they'll tell you to tell your friends and family, because if you introduce people into it, you're going to get more rewards. And then all of a sudden you're involved, you're brainwashed, and you're going along every Saturday morning listening to these Zoom meetings thinking you're doing the right thing, but you just actually transitioned into a dirty, rotten, disgusting scammer and multi-level marketer. Yuck, awful person. Don't want to be that, so stop this.
So, for those of one of the things I recognised that some people did not realise where the rewards were coming from and were just focusing on the pending release and couldn't understand why their pending was going down. So, when the rewards allocation daily calculation happens, what it does, it looks at, for instance, in this scenario, it says, okay, so it's a 10,000 HND, so 0.7% of 10,000, which is the citizenship value, is 70. So it's going to allocate today's release as 70 HND. But where does that 70 HND come from? It comes from your pending release. So your pending release is now...
That gives them 428 days to get your money back to you.
29,930. So 70 has been deducted from your 30,000. And that gives you 29,930. It will also populate your accumulated release of 70 HND, which will give you obviously your daily rewards, which you'll see in your HND assets, ready to either swap and withdraw, or just hold there, or do a rebuy. So let's just say we did a rebuy.
Because that's what they want you to do. Rebuy, because then they never have to pay anyone. Not that they are going to. It's like a game, isn't it? It's like being at the casino, and then when you get to the... I did a whole talk about this being like at the casino and how you walk in and you see all the flashy signs, and then you get to the casino door and they tell you that you can't use real money, you have to exchange it into HNDT, and then when you want to leave the casino, everyone goes, well, don't leave the casino, you unloyal person. Anyway, you go watch my video search my YouTube channel for casino. It's quite funny, even if I may say so myself. Okay, so you've rebuyed, because that's what they want you to do.
Two further down in this, let's say we did a rebuy. Rebuy are in denominations of 50. So if you go back up again, you got 50 HND. You get 3 times leverage on that, which is 150.
And remember, If you want extra points, you must log into HyperNation every day. That's part of their requirements to be a healthy member.
That 150 gets added to your 29,930, which then makes it 29,930, 30,080 HND. Then, when the rewards allocation daily calculation happens, it will deduct 0.
I missed that. That can't be right. So what they're saying is you put 50. I'm going back. Okay, so I don't. Oh, I see. 3 times leverage. Let's. I figured it out. So you put 50 in, that gives you 150. So 150 on top of 29,930 is 30,080. So every time you rebuy, you get 3 times that you lever your money.
Let's just say we did a rebuy.
So we'll watch you do this again.
Down in this. Let's say we did a rebuy. Rebuy are in denominations of 50.
Right.
So if you go back up again,
times
50
3.
HND.
I'll get my calculator out.
You get 3 times leverage on that, which is 150. That 150 gets added to your 29,930, which then makes it 29,930.
I'm going to do this. This is so good.
30,080 HND.
Right. I got it.
Then, when the rewards allocation daily calculation happens, it will deduct 0.7% of 10,000 and 0.7% of 50 from the accumulated pending release.
Boom.
And it will allocate 70.35 HND.
I'm going to be rich.
Your today's release column. The accumulated release will be 140.35. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
And it will take that 70.35 from your 30,080 HND.
Right. Now show me how to get all my money out. That's what I'm really interested in. I don't like these figures. I've made enough money. I'm quite happy. Tell me how to get every single last penny of mine out of HyperNation.
And so it goes on. Again, ready to swap and withdraw or rebuy. Or just hold and accumulate that in your HND assets. Hopefully that makes sense and gives you a better understanding of how rewards work within HyperNation.
Interesting. So remember, HyperTech Group started up a Ponzi scheme called HyperCapital. HyperCapital shortly renamed itself to HyperFund. And then HyperFund used to have about 100 people in the Zoom meeting, and Keith Williams, Brenda Chunda, Amanda Lee, Clayton Ford, Kalpesh Patel, all went and did what they do well, and that's multi-level marketing, and they got over 1,800 people involved in HyperVerse. In fact, they said in Keith's meeting last week that there are 750,000 to 1 million active users actually still using HyperVerse. Isn't that incredible? So that's what they've done. They've built this big community up, and now they're about to do it again. But people can't get their money out, and these guys have made millions of dollars. So I believe that Keith Williams is HyperNation. He's the guy behind it. He's just appointed himself the global sales representative, what that is. But these guys are now just doing it all over again. This company has got a history from HyperFund, HyperCapital to HyperVerse, and now they're doing it again as HyperNation. Are you going to let them take your money continuously? What are you thinking? Why would you trust a company that's had 4 failures? And now there's people saying that these are just hedge funds. And if you listen to one of the VIPs doing his presentation, he'll tell you that hedge funds are a risky business. And then you've got another VIP 5 telling you that this is a hedge fund. They're making this shit up as they go. Don't get involved.
Just going to skip through the rebuy process. The rebuy process is pretty straightforward in HyperNation and very, very similar, or pretty much the same, in HyperVerse. So, from the home screen, within your nation, you click on rebuy, you choose your quantity. If you've only got 50, obviously you've got to leave the quantity as 1. You hit purchase now, agree to the sales terms.
And read those. And if you wouldn't mind, if you do have a copy of those, I would love to get them, because in there, I'm sure they are telling you that they can change anything at any time, whenever they want. Imagine your bank telling you that. In fact, while we're talking about banks, I put $10,000 in the bank in January. Crypto died. It crashed. You know, it went from $68,000 for one crypto coin down to 18. But would you believe my bank, the money I put in is still the same? Isn't that amazing? In fact, while my money was secured in the bank, I went and did some drop shipping, and I made $1,000, and I went and put that $1,000 in my bank, and now I have $11,000 in the bank. So it's kind of like I've made 10% interest from just keeping my money in the regulated bank. If I had my $10,000 and I bought crypto with it, I would have actually lost 60%, if not 70% of my money just in the last 8 months. And I'd never be able to get it back unless the economy takes off again and everyone starts buying crypto like it's lolly water. I wouldn't have a shit show on how I'll get my money back. So be careful investing in crypto opportunities. These guys are not investing your money in crypto opportunities. In fact, what they're doing is they're lining their own pockets, and they've provided you a platform where you think that you're doing really well. And because someone said they got their money out, you have got peace of mind. So wake up, smell the coffee, and don't give these guys any of your crypto or any of your USDT or any of your time. Go out and do something else. Get your mind focused out of get rich quick. There's no such thing.
Some conditions. You got to recharge. Enter your PIN, which is your transaction PIN. And actually, if you haven't rebought, if it's the first time you've rebought, you will probably need to go to your settings and set up your transaction PIN. I'm sure Valerie's going to go through that.
So every time, the way I just read that, every time you rebuy, you're forfeiting the fact that you're going to take your money out. Is that correct?
Withdrawals process, it's even simpler in HyperNation.
Okay, this will be good. Explain how simple it is, and tell me if you are familiar with the exchanges that they tell you. Remember, these guys cannot get on mainstream exchanges.
You, from your asset screen, you click on swap, because you're swapping your HND for HNT. And then from your assets, you click on withdraw. You click on the withdrawal amount. Obviously, you put your wallet address where you're sending it to. Again, we'll go through that. Put the amount in. There's obviously double check the details, triple check the details. Enter your transaction PIN, and then that will then go to your crypto wallet, which in most cases is MetaMask.
I think we missed a few major things there. So I can't see, unless we explain it in the next video, this does not tell you how to withdraw process. So you go on the system, you go to swap, then you go to withdrawals, enter the location and into your crypto wallet. What a load of bullshit. Now, people in HyperVerse lost all their money because when they went to withdraw money, management had to approve the withdrawals. So their HU dollars were going to be transferred into MOF, but for that process for them to withdraw their money had to be approved. Now, this whole transaction isn't straightforward, what they've just put in front of me here, so maybe there's another slide.
That's a pretty straightforward withdrawals process. It's worked seamlessly. I've had extensive use of the withdrawals process, and it just works.
That is just so that doesn't show me the process on how it works. So if you do know the process how it works in the comment section, tell me that I'm wrong. And if you want to come on a Zoom meeting with me and put your name out there and show me how it works, I'm all ears, but no one ever does.
So those are the key processes within the system. There are others like transferring, HyperFund and so forth, but those are the key transaction processes.
Just looking at that screen right there, does that give you peace of mind on how to get your money out? So from the assets in the back end, you go to swap, and then you go to withdraw, and then you enter the transaction PIN, and then you transfer it to your crypto wallet. That doesn't work. That's not how to withdraw your money from HyperVerse.
which I felt was worthwhile breaking them down, and then hopefully gives people a better understanding of how things work. So, because understanding is the first bit, which will then give you confidence to then go on and learn more and be more proficient, and then teach your team how the system works. So, Valerie Campbell, that was it in 15 minutes. And I'm going to click on the next one because I know.
So effectively, they're actually offering you 7% on your investment per day. No, 0.7% per day. Is that it? No more? No more words. Okay, that's it. Well, there you go. So I don't think that tells me how to get my money out of HyperNation. Oh, I don't have any money in HyperNation, and hopefully you don't either. Hey, I'm Danny the Heck. You've been listening to the Danny the Heck YouTube channel. That's how you theoretically get your money out of HyperNation. Do you have peace of mind that you know what you're doing? Do you feel confident that you can easily get your money out of HyperNation if you invest? If you do, then please comment below and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, because that's what I originally got when I started my YouTube channel. Everyone was telling me I don't understand the blockchain and I don't understand how the whole process works, and I just didn't know what. Then all of a sudden the $4 billion that people invested in HyperVerse got lost, and all the people at the top who've been stuffing their boots full of the money have left. Now theoretically, originally they were selling you the opportunity to be in the metaverse, and they were telling you about a new ecosystem, and they were telling you about Mark Zuckerberg and how he was changing Facebook to metaverse, and they were asking you to watch videos that have been viewed by 4 million people about the blockchain. They were asking you to get involved with understand Sam Lee and what an amazing company he had called Blockchain Global, and this company was the first company in history to get listed on the stock exchange in Australia, my neighbour here in New Zealand, and they managed to get $50 million worth of investor money, and then all of a sudden they took off and they've been nowhere to be seen. So the liquidators are now looking for Sam Lee, and so am I, if you know where he is. And the other one is Ryan Jull. Now he's a billionaire worth trillions and billions of dollars, and he's involved in 300 different enterprises. And it's 2022 when I'm filming this video, and in 2021 we found that Sam Jull actually took a job with some other company that was paying $120,000 a year. He was there for 6 months. Now, you would wonder why a multi-billionaire guy needed to take a job for $120,000, wouldn't you? There's numerous people. So you've got Keith and Kalpesh Patel that have parted ways. I personally feel that Kalpesh Patel was hired as a mentor and a multi-level marketer to help promote and build these companies for Keith Williams. And then all of a sudden, Kalpesh decided to take money out of HyperVerse and basically defraud the company. They've thrown him under the bus for doing so, and it's just shocking. So there's a whole lot of money going around in HyperVerse, and assure me, if you invest, it won't be, well, it will be your money going around, but it won't be coming back to you. Anything that you invest in HyperNation is a one-way street, so don't get involved. Hey, I appreciate you watching my video to the end, and also if you do hit the thumbs up button, it will help distribute this video and hopefully warn other people not to get involved with HyperNation. I'm going to do this again. There's 1, 2, and that helps me line up the audio so you get a more pleasant experience when watching my YouTube channel. I'm Danny the Heck, and that's my endo trindo music again at the end. Thank you for watching.